So a minute ago, again in my life, we got average variable cost. So we now need to say, well, how does average total cost? What does it look like? Average total cost or average cost, is made up of average variable and average fixed. What we've so far said then is there's our number of units, there's our cost. Average variable cost, we said, looks like that. When marginal cost is below it, average variable cost falls. When marginal cost is above it, average variable cost rises. Average fixed cost, we know from ages and ages ago, looks like that. That was our airline where if you have more passengers, the fixed cost is spread over more units. So what does my average total cost look like? It's made up of average variable plus average fixed. So all we need to do is to take a representative unit. Let's suppose we take 10 units. My fixed cost per unit is £5. My variable cost per unit is 7. So guess what? My average total cost is the 7 variable plus the 5 fixed. That's 12 quid. Suppose I was making 20 units. Now, my average variable is about 6. My average fixed is about 3. So my average total is the variable of 6 plus the fixed cost that I have to pay per unit of 3 makes, oops, it's too high, makes 9. Where is 9? It's back there. So that's the £3 of fixed cost. That's £5 of fixed cost. That's £3 fixed cost. Over here, by the time we reach the 35th unit, my average total cost is up here to about £11. My average fixed cost is now about 1. So when I add that on, they're getting closer and closer together because the gap between average variable cost and average total cost, that gap is fixed costs. All we're doing is we're taking the fixed costs and adding it on to the variable cost to find total cost. So to start with, because fixed cost is quite high, they start a long way apart. But as output rises and fixed costs fall, they get closer and closer together without ever crossing, obviously, because we're always adding something on to average variable cost to get average total cost. In the end, these really, we don't often look at them separately. The main point of them was to get average total cost. The most common diagram that you're going to end up looking at is this one, where here we have average cost or average total cost, whatever you want to call it. Here we have marginal cost, which goes through its minimum point for the same reason as it goes through the minimum point of average variable cost, which I explained on the last video. And therefore, that's the minimum point of the average cost or average total cost curve. And to the left of that point, average cost is falling. To the right of that point, average cost is rising because marginal cost is above it. But the key point is average total cost or average cost is made up of average variable and average fixed. Because we're adding smaller and smaller amounts onto average variable cost to find the average total, the two lines are going to get closer and closer together without ever quite touching.